And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Andria Heath, our guest. She is the executive director at the Utica Zoo, and that's what we're talking about. Executive director means you've got a bunch of other people working up there. How many people have you got up there?
That's a great question. When I came in June of 2011, we had about 19 full-time staff. We've grown to about 38 full-time staff now, and a couple seasonal and some part-time. We have a great board of directors. Our team, our staff is amazing. They come from all over the country to be keepers. We have a really new core group in our events, visitor experience, PR, marketing, administration team. Some real rock stars. All of them. They just work really hard together.
I was looking at your website the other day, and I think I counted 8 or 9 zookeepers.
No, we actually have 14, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and actually we have an intern program that is pretty competitive, and the interns just arrived last week, and they stay with us through the first week of August. They come from all over the country. I think we have 17. It's pretty competitive to apply and then be chosen, especially now that we're AZA accredited.
Yeah,
so that's helpful.
The staffing at the zoo, you've got to have somebody there 24/7, yes?
We're 24/7 and 365, really. I mean, the visiting is 363, but we have to take care of the animals all around the clock and all year round.
You were mentioning to me during the break that there's a trip to Africa coming up. What's that all about?
Yeah, so back in the 80s, the then director of the zoo had sponsored several trips to safari Africa trips. And I learned about this a number of years ago, and we're going to go ahead and do it. We're all organized and signed up. We're partnering with the Thompson Park Zoo, New York State Zoo at Thompson Park up in Watertown. We each have 12 slots, and we're going to be doing safari trip through Kenya, Tanzania, ending up in the Serengeti, and then there's a little add-on for Zanzibar. It'll be in November of 2020 with a group that does this with a lot of zoos throughout the country called Classic Escapes. So it's very organized. It's affordable because it's a group rate. I have 7 slots left. We're going to be doing an educational program about it in October, but there's an early bird discount if people sign up by the end of July. So if anyone's interested, just give us a shout at info@uticazoo.org, and we'll send you the whole description.
Is there anything on your website about the
Not
trip?
yet.
Okay.
So you're your viewers are getting a little sneak peek.
You mentioned education, and that's a big part of what the Utica Zoo does is education.
It is. That's our mission. Education, conservation, and recreation that matters. That's for a purpose. And a lot of our animals, people don't realize that a lot of our animals are with us because they can't, for some reason, live in the wild right now. A lot of our animals came to us through a rehabber. Our beavers, our eagles, our fox, but then we also have some of the more exotic animals that came to us because of the illegal pet trade. Our spider monkeys have a very sad story, which is why I'm so excited to build them a more naturalistic, larger home. They actually came to us more than 20 years ago from the border of Mexico and Texas, the Gladys Porter Zoo. And what happened then and still happens is poachers and people in the illegal pet trade, they'll shake down the babies from the mothers in the tree, or they'll shoot the mothers and the babies will fall, and they'll steal the babies and then sell them through the illegal pet trade. And that's how Manuel and Negra came to us. And so they've never been in the wild, and certainly couldn't go back into the wild because they didn't have anyone to teach them how to live in the wild. Yeah. So our animals are considered ambassadors for their counterparts in the wild. And we can take some of our animals out on Zoomobiles and booths and to schools and nursing homes and summer programs at the playgrounds and libraries. Others programs we're going to be doing a lot more on grounds this year. We've incorporated a whole new program for programs happening on grounds every day throughout the day, where people can have different experiences and watch our keepers, actually doing their work. They're the ones that are doing that right with the animals. It's hard work.
Is there any room, whether they be young people or older people, for volunteers at the Utica Zoo?
We have a wonderful docent program and a junior zoo crew, it's called, for our teenagers. It's not the kind of place where someone can say, I've got to do 10 hours, I'll just go do it at the zoo. I mean, there really is some training, and we're getting away from the 10-hour type. If you're going to volunteer at the zoo, you're making a commitment, and it's because the mission is just really in your heart. There's an intense training, and then you have to continuously be trained. People don't get to come in and go in with the lions. We don't go in with the lions, but they don't even get to, help with the lion exhibit. As a new volunteer, there's a lot of safety and risk management training that we do ahead of time.
The Brewfest, is that your biggest, or is it
That's our largest attended and our largest fundraiser, and that's the one coming up August 3rd. And tickets actually are already on sale. We really got wise this year. Our staff did. I can't take credit for it. And they actually had the tickets already printed for Brewfest, and we sold some at Wine in the Wilderness. So they're already. You can get them online through Eventbrite or right at the gift shop.
How many people are we expecting for Brewfest this year?
I mean, I think the number we always say is somewhere around 2,700 to 3,000. We haven't had to cap it off yet. Maybe that day will come, but the zoo's pretty big once you get in. Parking is always a problem. Let's just say it out loud.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a problem. So do an Uber, use our shuttle service. We have it from MVCC and the Parkway Rec Center, which is phenomenal. So people can take a shuttle up, take a shuttle back, or get an Uber or Lyft or.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that
cab.
nice new sign, not new anymore, but it's a beautiful sign you
Isn't
have
that
out
beautiful?
there.
Yeah. So a local gentleman and his wife, he had the vision artistically paired up with Joel Grimaldi from Metalogics, a local company right here on Conklin Ave, you know, right in the city. And it just kept evolving. It took a little longer because the vision and the passion and the Joel ended up getting his whole company involved, all the guys, and we had other people contribute things for the fiber to hook it all together, the big digital screen, 4x8, and yeah, it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get everything we have going on up on the top of the hill of the zoo to be just as amazing and as eye-catching and as dramatic and wonderful as the bottom of the hill, our sign. And I feel like we're just meeting our potential now. We're just learning our potential. And the next 20 years are going to be really, really cool for the city of Utica and the Utica Zoo.
Good for you. Come back sooner rather than later, will you please?
Love to.
Okay, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. We'll do it all again. Don't forget CNYHomepage.com. Lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.